Infant formula shortage seems to be getting worse, and we know you have questions about this. We spoke to our on our show about choosing comparable formulas if you're the one you like is out of stock.
So today we're continuing the conversation by talking about milk banks and breastfeeding. And we are joined this morning by Lindsay Groff, the Executive Director of the Human Milk Banking Association of North America. And we have our own Karen Head, who breastfed her 3 sons. Hi, both of you.
Hi.
Hi. So many people are trying to figure out their options here because it's hard to get formula, and a lot of parents, understandably, are freaking out about this. But we were trying to discuss what options can we give people. Are there other options? And if your child is using formula, can you switch if you're realizing, oh my gosh, I don't have any options here? Is that something where you can go to a milk bank and get breastfed milk?
So
breast milk, excuse me?
Yes, so our milk banks prioritize infants that are medically fragile, so babies that are born maybe prematurely or have some health condition. If that need is met, we can move beyond that and look to provide milk to those who are not necessarily medically fragile, but maybe they just need a little bit of breast milk. For moms that are breastfeeding and they're falling short by just a bit and maybe they were relying on formula, they can contact the milk bank to get some donor milk to bridge that gap.
I have a question.
Sure.
What is a milk bank?
Good question, you're right. So what I like to tell people about milk banking is we're all familiar with blood banking. So in a similar process, how you donate your blood and then of course it's screened for safety and processed. You can donate your extra breast milk if you're fortunate enough to be in that position. Of course, donors are screened to make sure it's safe, and then it's safely and gently pasteurized. And then it's given generally to babies in the neonatal intensive care unit or the NICU, and sometimes for outpatient use as well.
And that's the important part, is that it's screened, because
that's right.
Some people say, oh, maybe I can just ask a friend or somebody, put a Facebook status and ask if anybody has any extra milk.
Absolutely. There are risks in doing that. So yes, this is a safe alternative.
So you don't want to ask the neighbor. You got to go through a screening process, like
that's
you said.
Right. That's
it's
the
like a
safest
blood
option.
bank. Yeah.
They used to do that back in the day, though. You'd have people that would,
Sure.
or friends and neighbors. So there are a number of locations in our area where people can drop off. We have a number of milk banks. So I do want to show you 2 different places because they hit the different counties. I know that we have, for your group, we have in the Aceleron in Ben Salem where people can donate. And then also there's a location that's in Lansdowne. And then there's also another Mid-Atlantic milk bank, and you can donate in the Allentown area in Lehigh Valley, and also in Delaware County, Bryn Mawr at the Life Cycle Woman Care. So they'll ask you questions, like they'll make sure, and what I would probably not be allowed, because I don't think you can, if you drink daily, if you're a tobacco user, like the screening questions, and then they also drug test the milk as well, and pasteurize it.
That's right. There are a number of ways that we ensure, of course, especially when you're giving milk to medically fragile babies, you need to ensure that that milk is safe. So there are rigorous safety standards in place, and there's also a blood test to ensure that the milk is safe.
So the healthy babies shouldn't be using a milk bank because you don't want to run out? Is that the reason?
Yes, we do prioritize those who are most in need.
Sure.
Yes.
So this shows a need for people to donate more.
That is right. So this crisis is driving up demand. Our milk banks are fielding a lot of phone calls from desperate parents. So what we need now more than ever is for women who have extra breast milk to contact their local milk bank and inquire about donating their extra breast milk.
Are people kind of enthusiastic about donating?
You know what's great about a crisis? People love to find ways to step up and help, and this is a way that we can help. We can step up and donate this precious resource.
Do you get paid?
Absolutely not. People do this out of the kindness of their heart and altruism, and we love our donors for that. They're really heroes.
Oh, they are.
They are. It's an important thing.
Yes.
And I think it's a really important. If you can breastfeed, obviously they always say breast is best, but for a lot of people they can't for many reasons. They don't make enough milk in all different situations. What are the benefits of breastfeeding if you can? And then I have another interesting question about that. What are the benefits, first of all, for baby and for mama?
There are tremendous benefits, as most of us are very well aware, not just for baby, but for mom as well. It prevents infection. We see a reduction in disease. There are fewer ear infections for baby. It's also easily absorbed in the gut. And for mom, there are other benefits as well. There is a lower chance of diabetes, high blood pressure, and certain cancers like ovarian and breast.
And we also find that there's different communities and cultures which may use formula or breastfeed. But here's a question. So if I'm using formula, can I try to breastfeed if some months have gone by and now we have a shortage? Can you actually start to breastfeed again?
Yes, actually, you can. So we recommend that you consult a professional lactation consultant. There are specific evidence-based ways that you can relactate if you had started and would like to continue on the journey, especially in light of this crisis.
And a lot of that's covered by insurance.
That's right. It should be. Of course, that varies, so check with your provider, but yes.
So it's an option. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And how can people learn more about the website?
Yes, I hope that you'll visit our website and find a milk bank in your area, and please consider donating if you are fortunate enough to have extra breast milk.
And especially in the beginning, because babies need different breast milk depending on their stages. So you make different milk depending on the weeks. In the beginning, it's like all thick and giving the babies, and then it sort of thins out a little bit. And you make a ton. Like all of a sudden, when your milk comes in, and it's like you have a plethora. So that might be a good time to donate.
That was awesome. Thanks, Lindsay.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I certainly learned a lot.